Well, this is a bass trombone. It's a Shire's bass trombone. I play the low notes on it, and I mean, you can play fast, or you can. A lot of times we play. That's the kind of music we play in the orchestra, 1812 Overture, or Ride of the Valkyrie. I'm sure I killed a wabbit. We play. I mean, I can play theoretically as high as the tenor trombones, and hopefully lower than they can. So the bass trombone has to play a pretty wide range. We have to play high notes and low notes, and we don't have a cutoff in our register in the studios. That if somebody writes this note, low E flat, tenor trombone goes down to the low E. Excuse me, I have to go out to the car to get my bass trombone. So we say that sounds 25% better. They get what they call a double. But bass trombones, you know, I think it should be F above the staff, but we have to go all the way up, and we're not able to sound 25% better because they just expect us to play the high notes. So the first mouthpiece was what came with the horn. You get with a good teacher. When I was early on, he said, you know, you need to try this kind of mouthpiece. So you get guidance from a teacher. This happens to be a mouthpiece made by a very famous repair and trombone trombone maker and repair in the city, Larry Minnick, and he's passed away, but he was a genius. So this happens to be a Larry Minnick mouthpiece. So I play on that. You'll pick out a mouthpiece, and I basically don't change. I've stayed with one mouthpiece for most of my career, and then I've only had 2 other mouthpieces. So I'm a believer that the equipment's not what does it, and I also think it takes a long time to get used to a piece of equipment. You can't just pick up a mouthpiece, and play it 5 minutes and be into it. It takes me 6 months to get used to changing equipment. So that's how I chose it. The trombone has changed the least of all the instruments. I mean, this is quite a change. 2 valves and the different kind of valves, but basically the trombone has stayed the same shape since the 1400s. I think there was an early trombone in the, you know, maybe this shouldn't be in there because I'm not, but I think around 1425 there was a picture of a slide trumpet, little, you know, and it looks just about like this. And the trombones in the old days were used to blend with the voices, and the bell was, this part was cut off, didn't have as much a flare, so it didn't have as loud a sound. But I don't go into all that in the trombone lessons. It's just too hard for me to just try to get them to play well enough. They have a music history department that teaches that.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.